Welcome to Roll and Review, where we talk about all things nerdy and awesome. I'm Jim.
And I'm Alex.
And we're here talking about comics today. My Happy Place Comics in Crystal Lake, Illinois.
They're a good bunch. You should check them out.
Absolutely. So, first thing, today, or this week in comics, Standoff by Marvel.
Tell me about this standoff.
So, it seems like it's actually going to be a pretty cool story. It's essentially Captain America versus S.H.I.E.L.D. So far, what it looks like.
Who's all going to be in this? Like, people would know.
So, like, everyone. Not everyone, but the Avengers, the Uncanny Avengers, Sam Wilson Captain America, Steve Rogers Captain America. Okay, he's not Captain America right now, but Steve Rogers.
He will always be Captain America.
Right. S.H.I.E.L.D., a whole bunch of villains.
Wow.
We also have, the books Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being pulled into this, Illuminati, Ultimates, New Avengers. So a lot of the teams, they're all pretty much going to be in this storyline, which seems really cool. The very first one, Standoff, Assault on Pleasant Hill Alpha, sets up for a really cool story.
That sounds
so I'm
pretty
excited
cool.
for it. The one unfortunate thing is, kind of what I mentioned a minute ago, they're making you buy at least one book from like 7 or 8 different runs. And that's just annoying.
That can be a real pain because a lot of people might have the money or the patience to get things from all these different runs. They want a nice consolidated story.
Exactly.
So it can be kind of frustrating.
Yeah, and that's, like, I'm upset about that. Like, of course I'm going to buy it all because
You're you.
I'm me. But, like, I wasn't planning on buying it all right away. Like, I read all different Avengers, Uncanny Avengers, Sam Wilson, Captain America, and when I saw that they were being pulled into Standoff, it made me now then have to go buy a whole bunch of other books that I don't generally read. And
Just to be kept up with what the story's going to be.
Exactly, because I don't want to, buy books and for the next 2 months not know what's going on in my books.
The worst is when you're trying to follow a story and then there's some plot point supposed to be important, but you can't read it in your book. You have to go to another issue that apparently that got brought up in.
Exactly. So that's upsetting me deeply.
Yeah, that can be frustrating.
And I really wish, like, thget companies would stop doing this crap. Like, if you're going to do a story like this, like, just do, like, Standoff 1 through 8 or whatever. Yeah. Have the one book, that's your story, that's your main story. Oh, you can have tie-ins with, all the other books, but don't make it so I have to read all these other freaking books.
Agreed.
Because that's just upsetting.
Yeah,
and I don't want to buy Illuminati number 6 or Ultimates number 6. Like, I have no desire to buy that. So there's my little rant.
But overall in this series, would you say it's worth checking out even despite all these little frustrations?
Oh, yeah, easily. So after reading the first one, I'm just starting to read some of the other ones that have come out since the first one. I think like 3 issues are out now in the line. It's definitely worth the read. It's going to be an interesting story. It's S.H.I.E.L.D. being S.H.I.E.L.D. and Steve Rogers being freaking Captain America.
Yeah.
And I know in the future Steve Rogers will be Captain America again, and I can't. So it
might happen during this.
I can't remember if it is or not. I'll probably get yelled at by someone on comments for that. Just do your research. His name's probably Dominic.
We don't have any comments. What are you saying?
It'll be Dominic.
It will. He'll Google real quick just so he can yell at us.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're talking to you.
One of our friends who've watched the videos and commented on like every one of our videos.
Usually mean. Why do you have
it's
to be
always
so mean?
Why you gotta be so mean? I'm sorry, I love Taylor Swift.
You gotta be so rude. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say from what I've read of it, how it's let in, go pick it up, give it a look.
Awesome.
It's a super interesting story. I don't want to spoil it though, so I won't say too much.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So what else is out there?
All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is so it's a book I haven't actually read, but it's a book I have to mention. Assassin's Creed by Titan Comics, based off the video games.
Okay.
Kind of a cool premise. I haven't read it, but I just have to mention this. A variant cover got put out this week. It looks awesome. The artist is Ashley Witter. She did books. She's the artist for books like Scorch, Squarriors, and a whole bunch of other things. She's absolutely fantastic. I love her art, and I always got to throw like a shout out to her.
That's good.
Because, well, one, I've met her a couple times. So that's always cool. She's actually been in My Happy Place comics for signings, and she will be in the future. So keep an eye open for that, because you can get your books and stuff signed by her. And she's like super cool and kind of pretty.
Way to go full creep.
But whatever. She's got a boyfriend. Whatever. I'll talk about him when we talk about Squarriors. That's in like a month or so.
And this derailed quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
So instead of comics, you're talking about Jim's personal vengeance. Whatever.
No, I'll talk about him and his writing in comics, because he wrote Squarriors, and we'll see how he does in the second incarnation of Squarriors.
All right.
But yeah, the Titan Comics variant Assassin's Creed looks awesome. Check out her work. It's always fantastic.
Sounds good. What else is out there?
This feels like a very much ranting day for me.
Today is a rant day.
Yeah.
Let them have it.
Hashtag rant. So, DC Comics. I'm looking at you, DC. Cut out this crap with Polybags.
What are Polybags?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the Polybags are like polyurethane bags that the comics automatically come in. So you can't see the variant cover you're getting.
Ugh.
And it's just, right now they're doing it for...
Cha-ching!
Yep, money cashing in on the Batman vs. Superman.
Of course.
So they have these, they put out the regular issue, which is great, but then they have these Polybags. There's like one of 3 or 4 variant covers you can get in it. And it's, you don't know what you're buying. You don't know what the cover is going to look like. They've done it for like Superman, Batman, Detective Comics, Wonder Woman, Robin, Son of Batman, a whole bunch of them. And honestly, it's just getting annoying. It's just ridiculous. We don't need to have these dang polybags, which I personally think we need to cut out all the crap with all these variant covers anyway.
Yeah. Just more ways to try to squeak some more money out of fans, and it doesn't do anything for their worth. It's just they're going to pay more money and not get anything out in return.
Exactly. They're going the way of the foil cover from like the 80s, where they literally had like pieces of foil in the cover and it was shiny, and it literally did nothing to the value. It wasn't really that big of a collector's item. There's nothing like that. It was just a whole bunch of crap. And I think variants are going the same way. Variants used to be like, you know, your number one issue. You might have like a few variants, but that'd be it. Every other book in the run would be
what it was is what it was.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I'm okay with some variants. Like in October, DC always does like monster cover variants.
Okay.
So
that's cool though. But
so
if it
like,
has a theme, like that makes sense to the point, not just doing it for the sake of cashing in.
Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly what they're doing now, and it does nothing for the value. I mean, I picked up for Deadpool Mercs for Money. They have 2. They have 3 variants out for the number 2 issue. 2 of them are worthless, and one of them is worth something, but it's like a 1 in 200 print. So, like, of course, like, not a lot of people got it. Some people got it.
That's frustrating.
Yeah. And so, like, I have 2 variants. They're cool. I kind of like the variants. At least one of the covers is really cool looking, but, like, it does absolutely nothing for the worth. Yeah. Like they're literally just
cashing.
Yep. And it's just one of those things like that just needs to stop.
Okay.
Do variants for number 1 issue, or maybe like a first appearance of a character or something like big like that.
Yeah.
But like, let's cut out the crap here. Like, we don't need 4 variants on all of your freaking books because Batman vs Superman's coming out. One, you've heard us rant about that a little bit in the movie news. Batman vs Superman. So
we'll see.
That will be left to those videos because we're not getting into that right now. I'm ranting enough as it is.
Yeah, we don't need a rant fest for everything.
No, not everything. I think that's the end of my ranting right now.
So, onto a positive note. What was your favorite comic you read this week?
So my favorite comic I read this week, actually going back to Deadpool Mercs for Money.
Tell us, what's that story?
Yeah, of course, I'm a Deadpool fan. Everyone knows this. If you watch our Deadpool review, I literally
Raved.
hold up. I raved over that movie, and I have like the first appearance of Deadpool, all that junk. But the comic book feels very different because he's not trying to be the hero. He's not trying to be the, even like anti-hero. Like, he's being a mercenary again. So it's him and the group that he set up. And
That's cool.
They're being mercenaries again. Like, they were hired to go recover this object and bring it to the people who paid them. The people who paid them don't show up, and someone else did to take it for themselves. And now they're trying to, figure out what to do with this. And it was a really cool story. I really liked it. That was on the Marvel side. DC, though, I'm loving Robin, Son of Batman.
That's cool. Which Robin is this? Is this Damian?
This is Damian Wayne.
Damian,
yeah.
Awesome.
So Damian Wayne, I mean, he kind of comes off as a brat, especially if you watch the little movie Robin, Son of Batman that they have up on Netflix. He comes off as like a little twerp that you want to like smack over the head. Like, stop it. But the story arc they did at the beginning, was kind of like redemption for him. Which is really cool. It was a really cool story. His story just is continuously good, and it's one of the titles that they're pulling through after Rebirth.
Okay.
So Robin, Son of Batman is going to continue after Rebirth.
Okay, that's important then.
So yeah, it's one of the things that like they're sticking with even when they're kind of rebooting the whole DC universe, even though they're not calling it reboot. But another rant for
video we had that
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. But so that story, I'm really loving over there.
That's good. That's good.
So I was actually pretty equal today between DC and Marvel.
Any other big news you want to talk about?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. That's what we got this week in comic news. Give us a like and subscribe down below, and we'll see y'all later.